Got some exciting news. Big news. Big news for me. In December, I was diagnosed by my doctor. Didn't want to hear it. Diabetes type 2. My blood sugar went from the 5.6s to 8.6. I couldn't believe it. I was stunned. I've been in for a lot of blood work over the years and never had diabetes, talks about blood sugar. 3 months later, 5.3. I'm out. Not cured, but I'm no longer diabetic. How did I do it? Let me tell you. Here's how to do it. You've got to put it in your head that you're going to do whatever it takes to lower your numbers. And blood sugar in your blood, too much of it is going to hurt your other organs, hurt your body, and you're not going to recover. If you know that, and you know that there is no drug cure, there's only one way to do it. No more blood sugar added through the diet. I took that as that's the goal. First, I was going to do it on my own. The doctor said, how about a dietitian? I said, okay. And I'm not a big one on dietitians and all of that stuff that comes with it. But I got there with the dietitian, listened, and she asked how I felt about a blood sugar monitor. Now, being one who likes gadgets, but hated to admit that I would even want or need one of these. But the challenge is with one of these and regular testing of my blood sugar, I could figure out what meals were good, what meals were not good. And I learned a ton. I learned that counting carbs is the only way to really reduce your blood sugar. Don't go fad diet or other people's recommendation. What works for you may not have worked for me. But whatever triggers your blood sugar, you're going to know if you monitor it and see the changes. And this is a great incentive over an 8-week period to see my numbers go from higher to lower. Because as the diet was working, it worked. The key is counting carbs. I'm going to go through what I ate in an upcoming video because I think that's the only way to really show you what foods are available. But I would tell you that if you're in for the experiment, in for really monitoring it, the side effect was I lost weight, almost 30 pounds in a very short period of time. That's a very good side effect. Most people would do this for the weight loss, which I think is the wrong thing to do. You're looking to control your blood sugar, which too much blood sugar, even if you're not diabetic, it's adding to your fat cells. To bloat them up, you get fat. And even if you're not diabetic, once all those systems are getting fuller and fuller, then your liver is getting fuller, and your liver doesn't know what to do with it, and then you have the morning spike of sugar that's naturally occurring in your body. You're going to end up someday peaking to diabetic. So get a handle at the sugars. Get a handle at carbohydrate intake. My simple recommendations for anybody watching this for the first time is limit your carbohydrate intake. And this is just Gary Abbott, not a doctor. Here's the disclaimer, not paid by anybody. But get the carbs to be a low carb, not a no carb, low carb. And go for, at first, I think you go in stages, no more than, it has to be less than 100 per day. And your calorie intake of food, you must come in at what you normally should eat for calories or less. So like for me, I was shooting for 2,000 a day, but I would normally eat, because of eating low carbs, I was getting 1,500 to 1,800 calories. And it's not the calories that lost the weight, it's the lack of sugar. It's the lack of sugar. So if you understand that, and you try to do carbs less than 100, which will be hard. It will be hard. So many foods are out. Bread, milk, you know, pasta, gone. You can't, you just go to a package of, you know, a pasta, instant, microwaved, and you're going to be looking at 50 or 60 in just one meal packet of carbs. It'll blow your budget because you're going to get carbs in other items that are low carbs, and you'll boost your numbers. And it's amazing to me that people probably are eating 300 carbs per day when they should be 100 or under. And I say you take it in steps. Get a MyFitnessPal app on your phone. You don't have to subscribe. I'm not getting paid by them. You don't have to subscribe to getting all the macros or whatever. Get the app. Don't have to subscribe to anything big, because when you load in your food, and you have to measure your food to get the right carbs. If it says 1 cup of whatever you're having equals 10 carbs, well, have 1 cup. Measure it. Be diligent that you're close on the app, that you're not fudging it. Oh, I had a cup, but you really had 2 cups. Measure it. So when you get to the end of each day, you can start to say, I had 60 carbs today. I had 80 carbs. I had 110 carbs. I went a little over. You can monitor it based on your food. So plug in your food. Not easy, but plug in your food. If you plug it in and you start to get those lower numbers, start to check the scale. In the beginning, you should lose weight. Now, I say you should because some people have had their gallbladders out or other medical conditions or taking other medications that will stop the loss of weight. But that's why a glucose meter comes in really handy to see if your blood sugar is going down. I mean, the goal is, and this I did not get at first, the goal is to bring your blood sugars down. They're going to go up and down with meals, and you have to, I can explain how you time it. For the meal test at the beginning, you just want to test 2 hours after a meal. So you don't want to eat in between the meal and the test. And take the reading. The blood sugar of the food you ate should go up and then come back down by the 2 hours. So if you measure it every 2 hours, you're getting the bottom part of the rebound of where you are. If you test within an hour, it's going to be the peaks and valleys. You don't need to monitor the entire graph. You just need to monitor stages. This is stage 1 of monitoring. Check your meals. Meal goes really high, go write that down. Nah, can't do that. Can't have that pasta. Can't have that hamburger with a bun. Can't have those things. The diet's easy. You can have hamburger, chicken, fish, whatever, because fats are like a plus. Fats are what you want. This is crazy. It's like coffee. Was a cream and sugar guy. Cream and sugar, bad, okay? Heavy cream and coffee, which almost has the same taste, is great for low carb. The heavy cream is almost all fat. It's not carbs. It's not other stuff added to it. So there are tricks to what you can have, so you're not losing on what you would normally eat. Cereal, gone. Gotta be gone. Don't let people tell you the oatmeal or granola, all of these. Look at the carb count and go, no. Grains are good for you, but no. Carbs. Cut the carbs. I'm passionate about it because I had such a wonderful results of having my A1C tested this week, and beginning of December having it tested and be so high. And so I went first week of December with an 8.6 to the second week of March with a 5.3. Unbelievable. Great. I had estimated all these estimations, but I'll tell you, the glucose meter gave me an average of 90 days, and it gave me a reading of an average of 105, which turns into 5.3. Now, normal people will be under 100, and I'm going for it. I'm not coming off this or modifying it, or I've been successful. I'm going to try to keep it up. I know I'll wander off at times or go out to eat once a month or 2 times a month, and it won't be, it'll bring my numbers back up. But my body's getting better with being lower and having lower blood sugar to handle those 1 or 2 spikes and clear it out quicker. I had some terrific meals that I thought was going to really raise my number, and it didn't. And the reason is because all the other stuff is good and it's working. So I can talk a lot more about the monitor, the tests, and I think I'll do that in subsequent videos, because if you think you could do this, I'm just going to give you the one piece of advice. Even if you don't get a monitor, track your food, track how much you eat, weigh it, try to do carbs less than 100 per day, and shoot for as low as you can go. And look for foods in the grocery store that are keto with low carbs. Look for meats that you can have and vegetables that are low carb, and not all vegetables are low carb. Oh, and fruit juice. No, just keep away from fruit juice. It boosts your numbers. It's not low carb. Just plug it in. You plug it into your app. What I did with my fitness app, at times I was like, oh, I'll have this, this, and this, and I'll have a cup of juice. And I threw it in there. And you can scroll down on my fitness app and you can get to what's the calorie count and what's the breakup of carbs and protein and all those things and fat. And when you load up breakfast, you can see what it is. But eggs are wonderful. There's so many things to pick from. You're not going to feel deprived. This is not my diet. I'm going to do the disclaimer again. I'm not a professional, but I've listened to some great YouTubers, and I will talk about that in the next video as I show you what I eat and what foods I do. But I'm hoping you watch this video and go, I want to be healthier. If you want to be healthier, you got to try this one. I'm not a young gun. I've tried a lot of diets. I've done the elimination diet, which accidentally did what I did on this one. Accidentally. But I didn't know it. And I didn't have it all right. And my weight came off, but came back up again. This time I'm much more optimistic that I know what foods do to me. So I hope this is helpful. You want to see more of these kind of videos, just like, subscribe, send me a comment. I'm going to do another one that goes into much more detail, and I think that will be helpful. But I had a successful 3 months. I was it was a horrible mental drag in December, thinking that I wasn't that healthy. And my body, I kind of knew it. I knew I needed to fix something. And I was doing everything wrong. In that next video, when I show you some of the foods I ate, I will tell you what I was eating. And maybe you weren't eating as bad as I was, but you can correct this, and you can correct it to the point where you don't need drugs and other things to correct it. That's really the key. You have to do it. Hey, thanks for watching this video. I'm going to do another one, and I'm going to put out some foods and show you what I eat and how it's worked for me. Not everybody's going to like what I like, but you might get some ideas of things that, hey, I like this. This would work. And I'm still getting what would be amount of calories that people should get each day. Not kind of like fasting for 12 hours. These are some of the others. A lot of what I did was similar to keto, but I'm not going to the fasting, the other things, because I think blood sugar, diabetes, you need to get rid of the sugar. And the glucose monitor will help if you think you should go that way. And I will leave it at this. You can buy strips and glucose monitors for less on Amazon than most healthcare plans under a prescription will cost. So don't think you need a doctor to get one of these and the test strips. You don't. I stopped getting it through the prescription because I could pay less through Amazon. More about that in another video. Thanks for watching. I appreciate anybody who likes, subscribes, and wants to hear more. Thanks very much. Thanks for watching.